Hello, teachers, coordinators, and school management. I'm so happy to record this introductory briefing on the Compassion Project. All those of you who have been part of this project for the last few months already know about this project, and I am sure this introductory video will bring those of you who have just joined up to speed. My name is Asiya Shervani, and I have been associated with Oakridge International Schools, as well as the parent organization People Combine Educational Initiatives, in various capacities over the last 8 years. Currently, I'm a consulting partner with People Combine, and I'm supporting our founders with the Compassion Project, about which I will be sharing further details today. As part of this project, we will be introducing very engaging and well researched material on social and emotional skills into our IB/PYP, Cambridge Primary, CBSE, or other hybrid curriculum which we implement at our various Oakridge International Schools. As many of you know, we have introduced this project for grade 3 with this academic term and will be introducing it for grade 2, 4 and 5 over the next few months. In this briefing, I will tell you more about the design principles we followed and also share with you how you can prepare yourselves to be leaders and enablers in the compassion movement in our Oakridge International Schools. Those of you who immerse themselves in this project and are successfully able to implement the teaching methodologies required will find that your depth as a child-centered and inquiry-based facilitator have improved dramatically. We will be embedding compassion across all our curriculum. The toolkits and materials created are flexible and will serve as excellent starting points, which you educators can modify, customize, and adapt to the needs of your classroom and your students. Compassion cannot be taught theoretically, so obviously our teaching methodology has to be activity-based, experiential, and interactive. This can best be done by making play and practice the cornerstones of the school day and using experience and activities as critical learning tools. So we have broken compassion into skills, skills which can be taught and nurtured. Compassion consists of empathy, gratitude, and courage. These can be learned and applied and practiced over a period of time. We must remember that compassion is a relational skill and therefore individual effort is necessary but not sufficient when it comes to learning and mastering these skills. Culture plays a critical role in the learning and practice of all relational skills. These skills cannot be learned in discrete instructional windows and must be embedded in the environment. They can be cultivated only under conditions of trust, transparency, and open mindedness. We need to create a culture of open dialogue and genuine respect for a diversity of perspectives and viewpoints. Shomie Das, who is the founding father of our organization, is the inspiration behind this project and the attempt to morph these key life skills, what he calls the 10 C's, into our curriculum. These have been infused into the toolkits and strategies we have designed. These 10 C's have been mapped with our international as well as Indian curriculums to create integrated content which enables us to look at the interplay between the 10 C's, the IB profiles, and 21st century competencies which we want to inculcate in our students as well as our educators. Although we have named this project the Compassion Project, we actually cover all the C's which Mr. Das envisioned every Oakridge student and teacher to embody. These 10 C's make sense only when seen in conjunction with each other. And compassion is like the foundational skill which makes all the other 9 C's relevant. For instance, being courteous or polite without compassion would probably mean that our politeness is not genuine. Similarly, critical thinking or creativity or any other C that you see on this slide for that matter would be incomplete or superficial without compassion. That is why we decided to name this project the Compassion Project, even though we will be teaching, learning, and practicing all the C's. What is important for us to understand is that these competencies or social emotional skills are acquired as the teacher delivers regular academic content. In other words, there will be no separate classes for compassion or any other life skills. Teaching life skills is not about developing a new curriculum, but to teach the same content by planning and structuring it in a way that we incorporate opportunities for students to develop these key skills and get a chance to practice them on a day to day basis. Let me tell you a little more about the broad themes for each grade. We'll start with grade 2 and move up to grade 5. In grade 2, the theme will be feelings, understanding each other, empathy, the difference between empathy and sympathy. And we will be learning this by exploring the student's relationship with her or his parents, friends, peers, and other people in her or his surroundings. We will also cover living beings, including animals and the environment. Grade 2 will act as a base or primer for the more complex learnings that will follow in grade 3, 4, and 5. In grade 3, the students will delve into the 3 components of compassion in detail. They will study role models and learn from real heroes. We as teachers will inspire ourselves and our students to build compassion. The focus will be on skill building, and to do this, we will introduce various activities, exercises, and group work that specifically targets building and practicing the skills of empathy, gratitude, and courage. In grade 4, the focus will be on valuing differences, on listening, on being curious, on understanding others. The theme really here is about seeking first to understand rather than be understood. This will also cover courtesy, being candid, communicating with compassion, collaborating, and coexisting despite differences. Grade 5 is best seen as the culmination of this 4 year compassion project, which is designed for primary school. It's about being bold, about speaking up, and about taking courageous action, and about problem solving and making the right decisions. Children will work on projects, take part in social experiments, and even start petitions for a cause that they believe in. You will be amazed at how fair and upright children are, and I'm sure they will take up challenging projects. So, grade 5 will be about activating courage to make a change, and we will enable this by setting up experiential learning processes. Compassion is not just about kind thoughts and feelings. In fact, our empathy and kindness is not of much use if it does not make us take courageous action and change or heal or transform the world. Our inspiration is Gandhiji, who said that we must be the change we wish to see in the world. The Compassion Project has the potential of changing not only your students, but you as teachers as well. In fact, even the parents of your students will be moved and impacted, and I am sure the children will be able to transform the thinking of their parents as well. So, how should you make yourself ready to be an educator who can cultivate compassion? I'm sure it's going to be a lifelong process, but for starters, if you haven't already, please complete the Activating Empathy online course. Also, teach yourself the difference between words like empathy and sympathy, because now that you're going to be an educator on compassion, you cannot use these terms interchangeably. Children are going to ask you about the difference between the two, and you have to be very clear about what you're saying. Also, please familiarize yourself with the work of Roman Krznaric, specifically his 6 habits of highly empathic people. Each of you will receive a compassion toolkit, which contains 25 comprehensive lesson plans, briefing materials for parents, measurement rubrics, guidelines for compassion integration into performing and visual arts and physical education. These lesson plans will contain notes on how to prepare for class, what kind of homework and classwork to assign, activities, debriefs, and special notes and instructions for teachers. The lesson plans are designed with an anti bias approach, the objective of which is to eliminate bias found in various teaching systems. This approach aims to provide children with a good understanding of social problems while equipping them with tools and strategies to remove bias and improve social conditions and make this world a better place for not just themselves but for all. These lesson plans are an excellent tool that a new teacher can use to become more effective much faster. The lesson plans are designed scientifically and, if implemented well, can help every teacher, even a tenured or experienced teacher, get more out of every class and positively impact all kinds of learners. They are designed to enable learner autonomy, critical thinking, time management, collaboration, and social emotional development. They provide the right balance between activities and introspection, thus engaging both extrovert as well as introvert students. We know that teaching is both a science and an art, and the toolkits and frameworks designed for this project reflect that balance and diversity. I have had the chance to interview the best educators, and I have noticed that those who are very effective tend to plan their lessons in a very systematic manner and constantly think about details like what questions will I ask after I show this particular video? Or what strategy will I use to engage students who tend to be quiet or disengaged? Another trait of effective teachers is that they innovate and try new techniques in every class and are very attentive to verbal as well as non-verbal feedback from their students. They are very aware about what they do well and also what they don't do so well. Self awareness, meticulous planning, and practicing are habits of the best teachers I have seen. The lesson plans and toolkits as part of this project will enable you to plan, practice, prepare, and manage your time in a manner that provides maximum learning to your students and, in turn, adds value to you as a professional and accomplished educator. With this, let me start wrapping up. I hope you found this briefing useful. If you have any questions, please get in touch with the headmistress, principal, or school director of your respective schools. If you are interested in taking a lead in the Compassion Project, please contact the primary school headmistress or coordinators. We need one project coordinator for each Oakridge, and typically the headmistress or principal or any experienced coordinator whose work spans all the primary grades can take up this role. We also need one project lead per grade. Currently, we need one only for grade 3, but going forward, we will need one for grade 2, 4, and 5 as well for every Oakridge. So, for those of you who are interested, there are ample learning opportunities. You will need to contribute about 8 hours of work per week over and above your normal day to day work. You will be expected to read, learn, unlearn, review learning material, write lesson plans, and design games and activities. It's very hard work, but the learning will be immense. The project coordinator is responsible for arranging the training and practice sessions for the teachers and making sure that the integration and implementation happens smoothly across grade 2 to 5, whereas the project lead's role is grade specific. Once you start using the lesson plans, which are part of the Compassion Toolkit, please feel free to share your feedback and suggestions directly with me. In fact, you can make modifications to the lesson plan and send it back to me, and I will review your changes and send you my feedback. My contact details are on the slide. I design frameworks and materials on a whole range of topics for secondary and senior secondary classes as well. And if you or anyone you know is interested in research or instructional designing, do let me know. All the very best. This project is very close to my heart, and I look forward to working with all of you to make compassion a part of the DNA of all our schools. See you soon. Bye. Take care.